One clip, 10 emotions. In the world of editing, a single clip can be transformed into a symphony of emotions.
My name is Jacob. I've been a filmmaker for 5+ years with hundreds of edits under my belt. This is why I decided to create a render effect.
Join us on this editing roller coaster and see how it's done. Hey, have you ever cried in a movie theater? Well, you're not alone.
In this video, we'll go beyond just watching scenes
And start breaking down the magic behind them. By the end, you'll get to know how they turn a simple clip into moments of laughter, suspense, or even tears. Okay, here's a challenge for today's video. We'll take a single scene from Spider-Man No Way Home and giving it 10 unique makeovers using sound effects, music, and color grading. Ready to see some movie magic? To try to convey the feeling of embarrassment or being ashamed, I tried playing around a bit with humor. First, the color grading. I gave everything this yellowish bright tone, makes everything feel more lighthearted. Then I added in some sound effects, starting with that classic sitcom laughter, the kind that instantly tells you something's funny. Then I wanted to add something that makes the audience actually laugh and feel cringy towards Peter. So I added a perfectly timed fart sound effect. This is a complete embarrassment for Peter Parker. I mean, he is Spider-Man, an actual superhero. Did you know superheroes also do their necessities? They go to the bathroom. Well, at the end, to finish Peter up, I just threw in a little ooh sound there. A tiny hint of Peter getting all jealous. It's fun to mess around and see how you can turn a simple scene into something hilarious. Now let's go to the next one. Same scene, different emotion. Okay, for this one, I started by changing up the colors. I went for a spooky green tint that instantly sets the mood. To make things even creepier, I added on this old TV look. Kinda like those old scary movies we watched as kids. I added some real intense zooms, the kinda that makes you feel like you're riding the action. In terms of sound design, I added super intense music just to keep you on your toes. And for the grand finale, everything goes pitch black. And out of nowhere, there's this super loud female scream. Makes you really wonder what the heck Ned did to MJ, right? It's crazy how a few simple changes can make scene feel so different. Alright, so let's get the ball rolling. Same scene, different emotion. Okay, for this one, I started by giving everything a deep blue tint color grade. This gives it a sad, moody look. That's the vibe I was going for. Then I brought in some slow and melancholic piano music, the kind that makes you want to reach for a tissue. But here's where it gets interesting. I used this echoing laughter sound effect, like MJ's having a great time without Peter. And when Peter hears it, you can just see the sadness in his eyes. Seriously, it's like a punch to the gut. It's amazing how with just a few tweaks here and there, we can actually make a scene pull out our different emotions in such a different way. Ready for another round? Perfect. Same scene, different emotion.
Tick-tock, the clock keeps ticking. I don't know what I should do, and I wish you would be right here with me. My mind's filled with pictures of when we used to dance, but
For this rendition of the scene, I bathed the scene in a magenta and purple hue. This color often reminds us of those dreamy romantic moments, don't they? And for the soundtrack, well, I went straight for the heart, with some beautiful romantic love music. You know, the kind that makes you think of slow dances, candlelit dinners, and those deep moments with your other half. But just by adjusting the colors and the background music, it feels like Peter and MJ are in their own romantic movie. The magic of editing, right? Alright, brace yourselves. Next up, same scene, but a whole new emotion to explore. And as I keep saying, same scene, different emotion. This might be controversial, but this is my take. I make the rules. So I started like I always do. First, color grading. I changed the scene's palette to this red and orangish mix. In my mind, those colors scream energy and urgency. For the music, well, I went with this clock ticking beat. It's suspenseful and makes you feel like every second counts, like something big's about to happen. You can almost sense Peter's resolve building up, ready to take on the world. Then I try to change things up. I split the screen so you can see NJ and Peter side by side. It's like a direct comparison of their determination levels. Kinda intense, isn't it? Yeah, just a few tweaks and bam, we've got a scene filled with grit and purpose. Ready to jump into another emotion? Let's spin the wheel on the same scene and see where we land. Same scene, different emotion. Alright, for this take, we're diving into a mood that's a bit skeptical. First off, I stripped all the color, going full black and white. It's stark, raw, and feels like we're seeing the world without any frills. Now, notice the super wide aspect ratio. Well, those black bars, I like to think of them as the viewer's almost closed eyes. Like they're giving a cynical side eye to everything. They start out normal, but then they slowly creep in and making you feel like something's brewing underneath. And let's not forget the music. It's got an intense, almost sinister vibe to it, amplifying the feeling that not everything is as it seems. It's wild how some changes can turn a scene into this loaded, edgy masterpiece. Okay, who's up for another emotion? Same scene, different emotion, let's go.
They say love is free, but it's more than you can see. It's a song, it's a melody.
Alright, this next take is a trip down memory lane. I kick things off with a warm yellow tint. It's got that vintage vibe like flipping through an old photo album. Slapped on that old TV overlay too, making it feel like we're watching something from way back in the day. And the music, I went with a slow, melancholic piano tune, the sort that tugs at your heart and reminds you of moments long gone. Now the square aspect ratio, that's a cherry on top. It feels like those old home videos, right? It's incredible how these tweaks can make the same scene evoke such a strong feeling of the past. Alright, ready for the other world. Same scene, different vibe coming up. Things are about to get a little bit tense in here. I decide to dive deep into the uneasy, anxious vibe. First up, I darken things with a blue, moody color grade, setting a tense atmosphere. Then the music, well, add intense, cinematic stuff that instantly gets your heart racing. Speaking of heartbeats, did you catch the heartbeat sound effect? It's like you can feel Peter's nervousness, that thumping in your own chest. And the edits kept them fast-paced, choppy, making everything feel unpredictable, like you're always on the edge. It's wild, but I'm getting a little bit anxious right now. Let's just go to the next one, please. Same scene, different emotion. Come on, let's go. Next up, we're delving into the unknown with a sense of mystery. I dimmed the lights a bit on this one, going for a dark, almost unsaturated look. It's like the world's lost a bit of its color, making everything feel uncertain and enigmatic. And the music, well, a total mystery vibes. It's kind of the tune that keeps you guessing, wondering what's lurking around the corner, or what secret Peter might be hiding. With just a few tweaks, the scene becomes the intriguing puzzle, drawing you in and making you question every little detail. Alright, curious about what's next? Same scene, but we're about to shift the mood one final time. Same scene, different emotion. So we started off with a funny mood, and now we're wrapping things up on a high note, with pure happiness. First, I crank up the saturation, making everything pop with color. It's like the world's suddenly filled with joy, and everything's in full bloom. Then I tossed in a warm tone too, to give it that sunny, carefree vibe. And the soundtrack, well, it's pure happiness in a melody. It's the kind of tune that makes you want to smile, maybe even dance a little. It's amazing how a few edits can make such a difference, turning the whole scene into a celebration of happiness. And with that, we have explored our last emotion on the list. It's been a roller coaster of feels, hasn't it?
So that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow us on all social media to stay connected.
And remember, imagine, create, render the effect.